Greetings, I'm Chappers.
And I'm double saluting Captain.
And we are uncustomarily slightly fatigued at the moment.
Can't believe it. We've only done one video today and we're already sort of going...
It can't be anything to do with that massive breakfast
It must be the enormous breakfast that we had. Massive carbohydrate thing.
Carved up, ready to review Gibson product for you.
Bring it in. So, we did a series of videos about all the 2015 Les Pauls and a couple of SGs that were announced recently at the back end of 2014. And the whole kind of range sort of made sense. You know, you had juniors and specials and classics and la-di-da and standards and traditionals. But there were a couple of guitars that sort of sat in that range as just sort of like, well, they don't really fit as a sort of a pairing with anything. If you've seen the old videos, you know what I'll mean, because we sort of did 2 guitars in each video. So they're kind of just a little bit left field, their own sort of standalone things. So we've just sort of revisited that just to do those last couple of guitars, because they are important and they are cool.
These are very different,
but they're not, yeah, don't think of these as like this isn't like a versus video, which we've done in the past. This is just 2 nice guitars. So what you got there, Mr. Chapman?
Well, I've got what looks, from the plan view, to use a design term, as if it were a normal but very beautiful Les Paul.
Yes.
But turn it sideways.
Oh!
And I think some of you will already have seen, even better if I put it in front of my face, look, it's very, very thin. It's less than the normal Les Paul.
It's less.
And so the clever folks at Gibson decided to call it the Les Paul. Yay!
Actually, they called it the Les Paul Les Plus.
Oh, Les Paul Les Plus.
Yeah, which is actually, to be honest, I think Les Paul would have been easier to remember, but yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. So it's
a lot thinner, but not just as not. It isn't just that they didn't rest there.
No,
they kept going.
They did,
and so they routed it as well. So it's routed.
Does it just weigh anything?
No.
Is it like minus? Are you physically pulling it down? Are you?
So that I can. No, not even. That's not true, guys. That's just a figment
Let me feel
of our
how heavy it is. Let me feel how heavy it is. No, don't do that. You're actually, you know, that's weird because it's like...
It's really heavy.
It feels like it should be like half the weight of a Les Paul, but it's like maybe 75% the weight of a Les Paul.
It's very light.
Yeah. I mean, ideal... I suppose there's 2 areas where you're going to feel that. You're going to feel it immediately, the weight in the strap. So if a traditional Les Paul gives you a bit of backache or shoulder ache, you know, maybe check this out. But I wonder also, do you kind of feel that it's a little closer to the body? Is it got sort of a...
It's closer to your body, closer to the heart. You feel the vibrations.
Closer to the heart.
Tell me that you really feel random lyrics
by a Les Paul.
So yes, it's got a very thin body, which is kind of cool, a bit different, one of those things. But then they kind of
what is it, like a size 8 then? Because I'm kind of, that's politically, I'm not sure. Are we allowed to even say that we prefer, you know, bodies that are thinner?
Oh, I like all kinds of bodies.
You like all kinds of bodies, yeah.
But it may be thin here, but it's almost as if they took the wood from here and put it on the neck. Because this neck is uncustomarily large, but quite enjoyable.
Well, it's the same this way as all the 2015 range. And by the way, everybody, if you would like to see a long video where we really go in detail about lots of all the changes they made in 2015, go here. That's here. Well, here.
So what do they call this one?
So this is the correct width, or they're not the correct, the same width as all the other 2015 Les Pauls, but it's got a rounded C shape.
Rounded C, that's it. It's not 50s or 60s, but rounded C.
What do you think? Sort of somewhere in the middle of, you know, thicker than a
much
standard?
More 50s and 60s.
Okay, but not, I mean, the traditional was giganto. I would say that's in between.
Okay, it's in between. But it's very nice feeling there.
1959 and a half.
Okay, yeah. Is that in Harry Potter?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it is. Feels great. It's obviously got the wonderful tuning system.
G-Force.
G-Force! And it has...
Brass nuts.
Brass nuts, sir. Has no pushy here, but it does have a secret switch here. So let me just engage the full thrusters.
Ooh,
that was the full thrusters being engaged. And talk you through the tonalities. That's a humbucker. What humbucker was it?
Classic 57 in the neck and a Classic Plus in the bridge.
Oh, here comes the Classic Plus then.
Nice kind of slightly rolled offy kind of clean.
You want to do a bit of rolled off? Well, why don't we do that in the middle position? And then there is the special switch that takes it from the full-on dirty, beautiful Gibson love and joy to this.
It doesn't do that. It's as I'm afraid ever since we did the Korg Miku pedal demo, Rob finds it hilarious to just make every guitar sound like a Japanese teenage girl.
I really enjoy the Miku pedal, but that isn't what it does. This is just a coil tap.
Yes.
Coil tap.
Oh,
yes.
I see. What, as opposed to a split? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no. I would say, given how much extra noise comes, I would say split. But
yeah.
Now, Rob and I were trying to decide, if you just hold it up so that they can see the angle, we were trying to decide if the arch sort of carve on the top of the maple is the same as a Les Paul standard or a normal Les Paul, or actually a bit shallower. And initially we thought maybe it was a bit of a shallower carve, but actually I think that might be an optical illusion. I think we might just be thinking that.
No, you know what I think? I'm going to put my head out here. I might be wrong.
I just realised you've got belly cut as well, which you don't normally get on Les Pauls, do you?
But is this a maple top?
It is.
Is it a cap?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So then, yes, I think this is just a slightly shallower arch.
Gibson, you may have to comment. Your technical people may have to tell us, because I think it's hard to tell because
it could
of
be
this,
a trick of the eye.
I think it's a trick of the eye.
Yeah.
If you flip it so we can see the back of it, you don't normally get this, do you, on a Les Paul?
Dragon skin.
Dragon skin. You don't get dragon skin.
No.
That's from Game of Thrones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it Dragon? No, what's his name?
Dracon.
I don't know. There's 3 dragons, aren't there, in Game of Thrones?
Who's the mother of dragons?
Daenerys.
Daenerys Targaryen. Lee, what have you got?
I have got, now, this guitar here, actually, last couple of things. This guitar comes in some different colours, which if if Rory does something now, here they are. And it sells for about £1,500. Let me just confirm. Pricing
While you're
in the
confirming,
UK.
I'm going to get my beautiful new packet of Chewits. Chewits Extreme!
Chewits Extreme! Chewits Extreme!
I used to eat Chewits all the time.
So did I. I bought Lee a packet just so we could share this childhood memory.
Did you not see? You didn't see while we were jamming. I got the paper that my Chewit was wrapped in, and I flicked it at the camera, and it was like evil, dead eye. I virtually nearly took the camera's eye out.
These are big.
They are big. They're
These are much
they're
bigger
extreme.
than they ever used to be.
Chewits Extreme.
Chewits Extreme. Chewits Extreme.
Hang on.
Oh
Might
my
have to
God.
fast forward a bit here whilst I just I don't want to speak.
Here you go.
Miles away that time. So I've got the Les Paul Supreme.
Oh, sounds like
purdy.
a burger.
It's purdy, and it actually comes in a couple of different colours as well. I've got, what would you describe this? A sort of a more
Sky
contemporary colour. So it reminds me of basically going to the Caribbean and seeing that stunning kind of sun reflection off of the sea in the sort of shallows. Beautiful,
Can I also say that it's almost, not quite, but almost more beautiful from the back? Like a great woman. Look at that.
Now, if this colour isn't floating your boat, on screen now will appear another one. I think there's only one other colour, but if there's two, Rory can show both of those. But there we are. Now, the Supreme has been in the catalogue before. It appears most years in Gibson's catalogue, but it sort of takes on a different kind of guise. It's not, obviously with the standard, you know, they do tend to stick to a certain formula, whereas the Supreme, it's almost a bit like they have more license to just like, well, let's just do something a bit different this year. So on the 2015 Supreme, it is a hollow guitar, or a semi-hollow guitar anyway, so we've got a centre block, but hollow wings.
And have you noticed much difference in the sustain or tonality from the hollow body?
Well, it's certainly, I mean, it's much, much lighter than a normal Les Paul. As Rob just ably pointed out, a bit like a Les Paul Custom, it has a bound front and back, so we've got binding on the front and the back, and of course we've got this beautiful maple front and back. Now, of course, what that means is there's a lot of maple in this guitar, and nothing like as much mahogany as a regular Les Paul, so a lot of maple, and it does give it, I think, a brighter tone than a regular Les Paul. We have the standard 2015 neck width with all of the new frets and the new nut and everything off the 2015 model. We have the 50s style neck, so it's a real chunky neck, which, as you guys probably know by now with me, I love. But we just have locking machine heads on the Supreme, so no mini tune or G-force on here. And we also just have a Supreme, Gibson Supreme headstock logo rather than the Les Paul 100 logo. We've got mother of pearl inlays, ebony fretboard.
Special knobs.
Special knobs with, again, sort of matching mother of pearl. And, of course, one of the things that's most obvious, a floating mini humbucker here at the neck and a regular humbucker. I think it's a 492.
What do you mean by floating?
It physically is attached to the bottom of the neck, not drilled into the top.
Oh, okay.
Which is a sort of a jazz thing.
Yeah.
You know, on old acoustic sort of jazz
Wow.
guitars, quite often that's how you would see the pickup fitted. Now, it just sounds different. I mean, I was kind of noodling around with the neck pickup predominantly here. With the tone full up, it's pretty bright. But as soon as you start to back the tone sort of halfway down, you get some quite a... which is, for me anyway, at least, starting to get into that slightly more thumpy jazz kind of territory. I mean, we've got a traditional set of round wound, don't know what these are, 9s or 10s on here, but certainly if you went flat wound heavier gauge, you'd definitely be in that kind of thumpy territory. So that's nice because it's just different to what you'd get on a regular Les Paul.
What do you think of those inlays?
They are the inlays, I think, off of the Les Paul Custom, aren't they? So
Yeah.
they're kind of a bit more flashy than they would be on the regular.
I think they're kind of nice, actually.
Yeah. Now the back pickup, as I said, pretty much more traditional sort of Les Paul territory. In fact, if anything, I suppose tonally we're probably talking more 335 than Les Paul, just because of the maple. I've got some nice kind of, you know, if I engage the sort of the blue side of the Stax master. So it's got that kind of bright, grunty kind of driven sound that's, not a heavy sound. I'm guessing We're probably going to run into some feedback issues a little earlier than you would with a guitar like that, for example, if we really wound the gain up. Maybe not, we shall see. It's definitely brighter. Definitely brighter. I mean, this is quite a dark rig normally, this amplifier with my pedals, and this has got a lot of bite on it. So
can I whack it through a JCM 800?
Well, I would have thought so. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I need to tell you about this guitar? It's expensive. Well, I say expensive. It's a relative term, isn't it? If you're a multi-millionaire, it's money down the back of the sofa money. But yes, if you're a hard-working gig and guitar player, this will be one you'll have to save up for a bit, because these are about £4,000.
£4,000. It is beautiful.
But it's beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. Quite often, I think there are some guitars out there, a little bit like my 58, I think, which I'm kind of looking forward to when that starts to get a few battle scars on it, because I think that'll enhance
you wouldn't feel
it.
so good about that being battle
No, I
scar,
think this is the kind of guitar that needs to be kept pristine all its life to really sort of look at its best. But yes, absolutely. Let's pop you in. In fact, you'll need to give me my lead back.
There you go, bro.
Thank you. Play something appropriately, supreme, as opposed to Megadeth.
I wasn't going to play Megadeth on it, purely from a taste point of view, because I can't play anything like as good as Marty Friedman, and I don't think that's the right kind of vibe. I really enjoy it being on the edge of that kind of feedback.
Well, why don't we have a little jam out then, and we can just sort of, say goodbye whilst playing something, suitably tasteful.
Yes.
And
do you know who I think would love this guitar?
Me?
Yes. Or Neil Young.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon Neil Young would rock this.
Random.
I felt Neil Young's spirit through this kind of thing,
Well, should we rock in the free world then?
Well, I thought we'd just do our normal JV groove.
extreme.